Hey guys, it's Amy, and I am celebrating 2 years out of gastric sleeve surgery. It's been really quite a journey. I have lost officially 150 pounds, according to a good scale. But according to the scale at home, which always weighs a little less, I lost another like 3 pounds. No, 2 pounds. I don't know if that's right. I don't know, but it could be. Anyway, so it's been quite a journey. Um, just thinking, 2 years ago. Well, I'm a little late with this because it's actually been 2 days after my surgery, but I had a lot of things going on, a lot of exciting things that I'll tell you about. But I wanted to just really tell people what's going on, and I had really exciting things happening, and I was like, okay, so I'll let them know in the video that I make for my update. So I'll hold off the update, but I went. It's amazing because I went from this almost 400-pound girl to the weight I am now, 150 pounds, so about 213, 213. And just going from that is just really weird. I don't remember ever being this small, and I'm not small. I'm still considered obese, but I'm not morbidly obese anymore. I got out of that big red zone, so that's pretty exciting. um, it's been really just one of the toughest journeys that I've ever had to go through, but the most rewarding. I think the biggest part of it was just trying to find out who I am. Like, back then, I didn't want to go out, I didn't want to be seen, I didn't want anyone to notice me. I really just wanted to be you know, I just wanted to be left alone. I didn't want to be bothered. I spent a lot of time in the house, in these rooms. Oh, my setting. I'm back at home for the time being before my permanent move to New York. So, because I had a concert to go to, and I'll get to that in a minute. To wanting to go to concerts and to wanting to go to the beach and wanting to do things that I never thought I'd want to do because I hated these things. Well, I never actually been to a concert, but the fact that I would have to stand on my feet for several hours probably would have turned me off back then. But, you know, I went to a point where these things would cause me anxiety or just discomfort in the idea that these are the things that I'm going to have to do, to being excited and just overwhelmed with feelings when these experiences happen. And since I've been home, a lot of experiences have happened that made me realize the type of person that I am. And it is the type of person that likes to go out and do things. And it's the type of person that wants to experience life. And it's the type of person who gets excited and feels fun. Like, I'm fun now. That's weird. Like, a great example is I went to the beach about 2 weeks ago, just for a short weekend. We have a beach house. Um, and, oh man, sorry. I ate 3 seconds ago and my nose is running because that's what happens when I eat now. And so we went to the beach, and at the beach house there's a second floor, and with my weight I've made a video on here before. It was like a two-parter about climacophobia, which is the fear of falling downstairs, which has not changed. But a lot of that had a lot to do with the fact that my knees would hurt going up the stairs, or that but they wouldn't really hurt, but I felt like I really couldn't trust them, or that I couldn't see my feet. And that's embarrassing to say, but when your belly goes out that far, you really can't see your feet. So I had to, like, I'd have to leave the house if I wanted to use the bathroom because I couldn't make it up those stairs. And that was kind of, it took away the fun of the beach. And then when you go on the boardwalk and the sun was beating down, you'd be sweaty and gross, and I didn't like to walk. And then they had the tram cars, and that's like $3 a ride, but the money wasn't an issue. It was, I didn't want to get on the tram car, and it's a step up, and you never know if you're gonna fit through that door, the little tiny door. So I don't know. I was weird. So I didn't actually enjoy my trips to the beach. The only thing I would enjoy is when I was invited to sing at the local church, and that was actually the reason I went to the beach this time. I was invited to sing. But, with my gastric sleeve came my gallbladder surgery. And I find that every meal that I have in the beginning of the day, it's done. It will upset my stomach to no end. So when you're trapped in a house with stairs and you really gotta go, and you don't want to walk a block to the nearest bathroom, I ended up going up the stairs. And my stepdad there, he stood behind me just in case I got nervous, but didn't. I just did the stairs, and there's a whole room, a whole other area to explore. And as weird as it may be, if you've always been to a house but was never allowed upstairs and then were allowed upstairs, you'd be like, holy shit, this is a whole new area. And that's exactly what it was. And so I could do the stairs, and the first night I slept in a really air-conditioned room. And then the second night, my grandma came over and we gave her and her friend the room. And I slept in the unair-conditioned bedroom up there, which is nice because it was still a bed. I used to have to sleep on the couch downstairs. And I went to the beach that day. I went to the beach to take professional photos because the last time I went to this place with my mother, it was for her wedding, and I was 363 pounds, and the experience was really different. Like, we chose costumes this time and poses, and back when I did the pose, we were standing around a lot, and it felt like an eternity to me. And my feet would hurt, my legs would hurt, I was sweating, I had this big hat on. But this time I went, and it was hot. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was sweating, but it was less dramatic. I was able to hold a pose. I felt good. I felt confident, and it was just an all better experience. Like, I don't hate having my photos taken now. Although I'm still kind of off about my face, but it's still like a better experience. And we've walked the boardwalk, and I went on the tram car for the first time, which was really fun. And I played games. I love the games at the boardwalk. Either way, big or small, that will never change. I played the balloon dart game and got all the balloons and got a small toy because I only got 3 darts. And then my mom and I played like the balloon shooter, not balloon shooter, I'm sorry, the water race. So you shoot the water at this little hole, little tiny hole, and the thing raises up. And we had a full table, and it was like all of the slots were taken up except 2 beside me. And I've been playing a lot of like Fallout 4, which is like a first shooter type game experience. Doesn't have to be a first shooter, but I like to shoot with the first shoot view. So long story short, I won that game. I won. I won. And I screamed. I screamed like I did at the concert yesterday. I won that game. I was like, holy shit. Like, what is happening to me? I could never win those games before. Everything's changing. Jesus. I see rainbows. I see Jesus. It's great. But it was a totally different experience than from what I'm used to. And then, to be able to walk home. Like, I walked everywhere that day. We walked to the diner that was about like 2 blocks. I walked with my mom to the shop that was around there. I did laundry with my mom too, because we have to go to a laundromat for that. So I had a lot of things to walk to. And, we had just gotten back from the diner. I walked to the diner and I walked back from the diner, and I didn't want to sit. I was like, Mom, let's just go. Let's just go. Let's just do this. And it's about 5 blocks to get there, and then you walk a block on the boardwalk. So it was fun. It was the most I've ever walked. Actually, my mother had a Fitbit, and she reminded me that I walked more than her today, or that day. And it had said you reached your 10,000 steps, and I was like, I've never thought I'd walk 10,000 steps. I barely walked 100. So that was great. It was like, it was really great. I had so much energy, and I got home. We spent like 5 hours on the boardwalk. And when I got home, I had energy enough to be able to like do things. I wasn't exhausted, which is weird, because normally after that I want to take a nap or just sit and relax. But I wasn't exhausted, and I felt like I wanted to do more. But of course I fell asleep as soon as my head hit the pillow, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. And then, all the smaller experiences of like every day I was going out, and I could spend the whole day out and it would be fine. And then I went to a concert yesterday. And I saved this for last because it happened yesterday, and it's still fresh in my mind, and it's still like this really fun event. I mentioned them before. I'm a huge Ninja Sex Party fan. I mean, like, I had their signed CD. I'm a huge fan, and I never been to like a concert where I was a huge fan. Like, I knew all their songs, or like every concert I had been to was a sit down, classical kind of thing. Like, it wasn't like I saw, well, Trans Siberian Orchestra is really rock and rolling, but I love them. And then I went to see with an ex, Yanni, and it was for him. It wasn't my thing. I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't my thing. And so I was kind of, you know, skeptic about concerts in themselves, but I was like, if I could just see this band live, it would be the first band that I would see. That would be the first band that I would see. And I think I might want to make a separate video about this, but yeah, I'll make a separate video about the entire experience. But I went to the concert. I stood for about like 2.5 hours on my feet plus the wait time, so it was over 3 hours. Without my feet didn't hurt. I danced the whole time. I sang along to all the things. I walked around. It was a huge crowd, where before, the thought of being in a huge crowd would suffocate me, because I was big, and it would have been hot and sweaty, and I would have felt like I was taking up too much space. To go into the concert and like seeing all these other people who were bigger than me, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I loved that. These people had the end, like, I think one of the things I can definitely appreciate about the body acceptance movement is that it really does help people get out. And I think that's super important. It helps people love themselves enough to get out and do things that they never thought. And then when I saw that, and I, like, the moment, if I felt insecure, the moment I realized that, like, there's these girls here that are confident in their bodies who may have a bigger number on the scale. I was like, why do I feel like insecure? Nobody gives a shit about me. I no longer matter. Everyone's looking up at the stage. And it wasn't even the, and then it became like I didn't matter to, like, I'm a fan here. I matter. but the entire experience had changed. I was not afraid to get in the crowd, push people around. I wasn't afraid. You know, I had my cousin there, my cousin Ronnie, and and I'm really grateful because despite like my range of confidence changing, I'm still kind of like a mousy type girl, like just very shy and kind of afraid to like stir the pot in a way. So when people were stepping in front of me and I couldn't see the stage, I would be like, that's fine. That's okay. I don't need to see. They got the little screen there. And my cousin would just drag me to some other area where I could see things. And he just whoosh, move me. And I was like, oh, I can see the stage. And I had the perfect view. It was a perfect view. So I stood, and then at one point I walked through the crowd. This is funny. I walked through the crowd to try to find my cousin Ronnie because he had been boxed in and then he left. He left to go to the back. I think he left to get water. And I stood there for the first song, and then I was like, okay, I can't enjoy this until I find my cousin. So I went looking for him. And then I was like, okay, maybe my mom is easier to find because I left her on the seats. I left her on the seats in the back. And they were to the side. And you had to walk a little bit in to find the seats. So I walked to the edge of the concert. And just ended up at the edge of the stage. And I was like, how the fuck did this happen? But okay, this is too long. So I'm going to make a separate video about the concert and post it. But I have to say, like, the confidence I have and the energy I have to do things, I now know that I love to do things, and I think that's the best part. And it was quite a concert of my favorite band to celebrate 2 years out of surgery. And the most weirdest part is that at 2 years, people stop losing. That's at the year and 8-month mark, you're pretty much done. You've lost all your weight, or you're done losing. And I'm a strange case. I'm still losing. I lose about 2 pounds a month. Sometimes more, sometimes less. It's actually just sometimes more. And it's been weird. It's been weird because I'm not done. I'm not done. And I saw the concert, but my journey is not done. The credits didn't roll on the movie of my life. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what else I'll be able to do. Or where my life will take me. So bye-bye.